Today, we're in Machakos County, specifically at the Machakos Technical Institute for the Blind. This is a government technical training institution established in 1958 to provide technical craft skills to those maimed by war. It was then sponsored by the Royal Commonwealth Society for the Blind and its local partner, Kenya Society for the Blind, initially to serve only male trainees who are taught orientation and mobility, braille literacy, handcraft, and telephone operation course. In 1987, the first female students were admitted, knitting and garment making courses introduced. In 1994, the first integrated artisan level training was started. In 1997, the institution was upgraded and renamed Machakos Technical Institute for the Blind, becoming the only technical training institution in East and Central Africa, offering Kenya National Examination Council craft courses to the visually impaired persons. The institution serves the needs of the visually impaired in East and Central Africa region. Notable among its achievements in rehabilitation are 1998 August 7th Nairobi bomb blast survivors and the Kumikumi illicit brew victims. Meet Samuel Wambua Muindi, a special education teacher under the Department of Rehabilitation and Communication Skills, teaching, among other things, Braille. Here is his story.
My name is Samuel Wambua Muindi. I come from Machakos County. That's where I was born. And I was born with visual impairment. And so after I was born, I grew like any other child. The only difference came when I was to join school. My parents did not know exactly where to take me. They didn't know where children who are visually impaired can go to school. Therefore, they struggled so much until they came to learn of a school called Vika School for the Blind, where I was taken and started my education in primary school. After completing Vika Primary School, I was taken to Kitui Boys High School, where I schooled with the students who are fully sighted. So we were able to learn together from Form 1 to Form 4. Then after Form 4, at Form 4, there was a challenge because when I registered for the national exam, National Examinations Council raised a complaint and said that a visually impaired student cannot be able to do agriculture. Therefore, I got a result Y at Form 4 in Kitui High School. So I was at home for some time because the council instructed me to go back to high school and do home science instead of agriculture. But then there was a problem of school fees. So I was at home for at least 2 years. Then later I got some sponsorship which took me to Vika High School for the Blind. I started again from Form 3, but now did home science instead of agriculture. And therefore, I managed to do well in my Form 4. From there, I joined Kenyatta University, where I did my teaching career, including special education. Therefore, I completed my degree, and finally I was employed at Machakos Technical Institute for the Blind to teach Braille under the Department of Rehabilitation, where we rehabilitate people who have become blind recently. After completing my Form 4, I was engaged in one of the special schools, primary schools for the blind in Kitui town. And there is one teacher who encouraged me so much. I did not want to go and do special education, but he used to encourage me so much and told me, why don't you go and study this thing and you come and assist your colleagues who are visually impaired like yourself. So he kept on pushing until I gave in and I accepted. And when I went to the university, I started doing now the special education. So I did it for 4 years. I completed, and I was happy to be employed in an institution where I deal with learners who are visually impaired like myself. I have passion for it. I work for it with full determination. I teach Braille, and I also teach computer. When I went to the university, special education you do with, you also combined with 2 teaching subjects. So I did history and Kiswahili, and on top of it I did special education. Here I teach Braille. I also teach a bit of ICT in Machakos Technical. We have students who do courses and go and employ themselves, and we have others who, after we rehabilitate them, we direct them. Some we advise them to go back to school if they are young enough. We encourage them to go back to school, because with the disability, self-employment is a bit of a challenge. But if you manage to get your good certificates and you get a job, you are much secure in life. Therefore, it depends on the area, the course you are doing. There are those who come here after losing sight, and they had gone up to Form 4. So we encourage them, if they had good grades, we encourage them to go to colleges like Teachers College. Others will go to the university, and after they complete, they have been able to get jobs. There are those who come and do leather work. There are those who do knitting. There are those also who do siashu massage, and they go and employ themselves or be employed in the hospitals to do physiotherapy. So jobs are there, but we still encourage the community to give us opportunities, because many times when they see a person with disability, they think you cannot do much. So we encourage the community that we have our talents, we have our skills. What we need is opportunity. If I come looking for a job, give me an opportunity to try, and you will see that I am able. Don't say because this person has a disability, we cannot engage him. Kindly give us an opportunity. That's what we cry for, because those who have been employed have done marvelous in the areas of employment. Actually, the number we train, we can say about 2/3 are able to secure an opportunity somewhere in the community, in the job market. And we appreciate, but we are asking also the community to embrace them more and more and give more the jobs. We are also encouraging the parents to be more supportive. Disability is not an easy thing to live with. And even if you are bright enough and you don't get the support of the family, you may not go far. Support them in getting the education and also getting the jobs. Give them the necessary support. Thank you. Thank you. As you have said, technology has improved. And for our case, people with visual impairment, it has really helped us so much. I remember in those days when I bought my first phone, if anybody sends me a message, I had to go looking for somebody to read the message for me. But these days, technology has improved. Softwares have come whereby they are able to read for me anything on the screen on my phone and also on the computers. So we are able to do many things independently. If you wanted to send money through an M-Pesa in those days, you had to go and look for somebody. You had to expose your PIN, which is a bit risky. But this, with the technology, we are very independent, because we have those softwares which speak. So if I want to operate my M-Pesa, I'll just touch my screen, and my phone will tell me that is Safaricom, that is M-Pesa. So I go to send money. You see, I enter the phone number, or I search from the contacts. So we are able to do so many things on our own. Send emails. When a letter is sent to me, I'm able to read it for myself. I don't have to look for anybody to assist me. There are things even in studies, we are able to scan our books and store them in our computers. We use the software they call the NVDA, which reads for us, or the TalkBack, which reads for us. So I don't need anybody to assist me in reading. I'm able to read for myself. I'm able to type anything on the computer or on my phone independently. Therefore, technology has really helped us very much. Actually, COVID came with its own challenges. one of the challenges that we face is that of social distancing. So you cannot walk with your guide because your guide has to be close to you. You have to hold each other's hands and walk together. Many a times we don't observe that rule, we people who are visually impaired, because I have to be close to my guide. I have to walk with him where I go. For example, you go to a bank, there is that hand washing point somewhere, you cannot see it. So what happens? You will not wash your hands. You just go. So, and if you go without a guide, then you will not be able to know where the hand washing points are. Therefore, many a times we break that rule because we cannot do without a guide. So it is a challenge, but we are able to survive because I have not seen anybody asking me why I am working with somebody and the rule is keep social distance. I think they also understand when they see us. So it has not been a big challenge to us. We have some of the banks which are accessible for visually impaired people because they are used to us. If you go to a bank where the soldiers are used to seeing you around, when you get there, they will be very ready to assist you. They will tell you, they will take you to where the hand washing point is. They give you the sanitizer. Then they guide you to the counter where you want to go if you did not come with a guide, that is. And also supermarkets. There are supermarkets. For example, myself, I shop at Mulei's supermarket. So they know me. Anytime I get there, somebody will get me from the door. And they will take me around to all the shelves, what I want. They will pick them for me. They will read for me the prices. Then we go to pay. They do their calculation. They will tell me the amount. I can decide to pay in cash or pay with my M-Pesa. So, but if you go to a strange place where the attendants are not aware, they have not attended anybody who is visually impaired, you are going to face a challenge because they don't know how to handle you. So what we do in those banks and supermarkets, we make those people our friends. When they assist you for the first day, you explain to them what you expect them to do to you when you come, and they will be able to do that. They are friendly. But now you go to a strange place, people do not know, how do I handle this person? So you get challenges. One, I teach because I was trained to teach. I was trained as a teacher. Two, I teach trainees who are visually impaired like myself. And teaching people with the visual impairment is not like teaching any other student, where you go, you write on the chalkboard, they look, they take notes. Our teaching is different. We teach one-on-one. If you are teaching somebody to write Braille, you have to go where that person is seated, hold their hand, show them this is what we do. You finish with one learner, you go to the next. You show them hand on hand. So social distancing is not applicable in our nature of work also, because you have to hold their hand, they have to feel what are you doing, okay, because they cannot see. So that's how we teach. And even if I'm taken to a regular school, I'll be able to teach because I have the content, I was trained, so I'll teach and communicate with the students, and they'll be able to understand what I am teaching. I know so many people who are visually impaired teaching in regular schools, and they are doing well. For visually impaired, I don't think there is any difference. The only difference that is there is the mode of writing. Our writing is in Braille. Braille is a tactile system of reading and writing using raised dots and is used by persons who are visually impaired. The content is the same like that in the regular schools. The only difference is that we do our notes in Braille, we do our exams in Braille, our textbooks are in Braille. That's the only difference, but the content is not the same. Modification is very minimum. Maybe in diagrams, you find a textbook, as a printed textbook may have diagrams which cannot be drawn in Braille. So instead of using a diagram in Braille, they will do an explanation in the book. Okay? For example, if they draw a tree in Braille, they will explain that there is a tree somewhere with the green leaves, with this color of flowers. That explanation is given. So as the sighted child sees, learner sees the diagram on the book, as we are explained in our Braille book. You see, with M-Pesa, currently with the COVID, they are encouraging cashless. Therefore, I avoid handling cash, giving the money to the teller, getting change, and you don't know the origin of this money. Maybe it has the virus. So when I pay with M-Pesa, I don't expect any balance. Therefore, I am a bit safe. Safaricom has helped us, of course, M-Pesa, because I also use M-Pesa. Instead of going to the bank, I can still do my mobile banking in the house, then just to the nearby M-Pesa, and I withdraw my cash. Therefore, Safaricom has really helped us. Sometimes when you are broke, you can also go to Fuliza and get some coins and you continue with the life. One time I was very broke and I have a child. I am a family man. So my son that time managed to swallow a 1 shilling coin. Just 1 shilling. And I was broke. So I had to go to Fuliza and get some money that enabled me to take him to the hospital before I planned of the next move. And therefore, that time I saw it very, very important. It's the day I registered to Fuliza. The internet is really helpful because when I want to do my research in the house, because I keep searching about issues concerning disability because it is the area I am working in. Therefore, when I'm in my house and I want to do research, I just purchase bundles and I'm able to do everything that I want in the house without much struggle. So it is very important. It has made the accessibility of information very possible to us, especially in our case where we don't have many printed material. We don't have a newspaper in Braille, but I can access a newspaper using the internet. Therefore, it is really a great, great help to us. It is not easy to differentiate those notes, especially the new ones. With the old notes, we could understand some differences. But now with the new 500, the new 1000, they are almost of the same size. The old ones are different sizes, but now it has become a challenge. Therefore, when you handle your money through M-Pesa, you are assured that nothing wrong will happen to your money. One thing I would tell the parents with children with disability and also guardians is that these are children like any other. Despite their disability, they also have their abilities. And their ability can only be nurtured in a learning institution. Therefore, it is good to take these children to school. Let's not be embarrassed of them, because if I give an example with my family, a family of 6, I am the last born. I was the first person to bring a degree to that home. So these children have their potentials. We only need to support them. So they should be taken to school and given the necessary support by the parents, the community, the teachers, and every person, so that they can also become people who are self-reliant in future. Remember, if you hide this child, then you will have to feed him or her throughout her life. But if you expose her to the society, you expose her to education, it will become a time when they become self-reliant. Either they get a job or they learn a skill that will enable them to earn a living. And they stop being a burden to you. But you hide them, you give yourself a burden throughout your life. Therefore, I would encourage the parents, because we have seen people who have gone far. I am only a teacher. I know of lawyers who are visually impaired. I know of lecturers who are visually impaired in the universities. And so many people in the different, people working in the commissions, senior people who have disabilities. Therefore, we should not feel ashamed of these people. They have their capabilities. Let's give them the opportunity by taking them to school and give them the necessary support. And you'll be surprised by what they can do.
That was an interesting story on Samuel's life. Now, we go on a break and we will be right back. Welcome back. Today, we get introduced into the ancient art of shiatsu. In the Japanese language, shiatsu means finger pressure. Shiatsu techniques include massages with fingers, thumbs, feet, and palms, acupressure, assisted stretching, and joint manipulation and mobilization. I meet two ladies, instructors in the ancient Japanese shiatsu massage here at Machakos Technical Institute for the Blind, and they will explain it to us while demonstrating it to us.
I'm Evelyn Zioki, one of the lecturers in Machakos Technical Institute for the Blind. This is Japanese massage. We call it shiatsu. What is shiatsu? Shiatsu is a traditional Japanese dry massage which uses no ointments, nothing but finger pressure. Tunatumia vidole na mikono yetu kufinya sehemu kadhaa za mwili ili kuondoa uchovu, maumivu na kumfanya mteja relax. Sasa tunazo positions 4 ambazo mtu huwa anakaa akifanyiwa Japanese massage ama shiatsu. Moja, unaweza fanyiwa shiatsu kama umekaa. Unaweza fanyiwa massage kama umelala kwa upande. Unaweza fanyiwa massage kama umelala kifudifudi, na unaweza fanyiwa massage kama umelala chali. Hizo ni positions 4 ambazo tunazo kwa Japanese massage. Pia kila mmoja kuanzia miaka 0 ana qualify kufanyiwa massage. Kuanzia watoto mpaka wazee kabisa, kila mmoja ana qualify kufanyiwa massage. Tunashika misuli na nerves ili kuzifanya ziamke na kufanya damu itembee vizuri. Pia hii Japanese massage inatibu magonjwa kadhaa kama vile kisukari, kiharusi, shindikizo la damu mwilini, arthritis, kuumwa na kichwa, uchovu na maumivu mengine madogo madogo, mgongo, tumbo pia ikiwa na stomach upsets. Pia tuna massage na tumbo linaweza kupona. Kama vile mnaona, aliye mbele yenu pia ni mwalimu mwenzangu ambaye anafanya demonstration. Hii anayofanya inaitwa face down position. Na kwa sasa ninamruhusu aendelee. Sasa tunazo techniques kadhaa tunazofanya kwa hii massage kama vile stroking. Hii kitambaa anayotumia kufunikia client kwa Kijapani tunaita tenegui. Tunaitumia kwa sababu kulingana na utamaduni wa Kijapani, sio vizuri kushika ngozi ya mtu kwa mikono kwa sababu mtu anaweza kuwa therapist ama client anaweza kuwa na magonjwa ya ngozi na hivyo ni rahisi kuambukizana. Pili, tunatumia hii kitambaa ili kuweka heshima ya mwanadamu. Ukishika hiyo mwili na kitambaa, hautashika mwili mwenyewe, hautashika mwili direct. Kwa hivyo tunaweka pia heshima ya mwanadamu. Kunazo pia kneadings, pressings, stretches na exercises na tapots kama vile mtaendelea kujionea.
that is all we had for today. I trust that you have learned a thing or two about visual impairedness and of course shiatsu massage. I have been your host Fidelis Njoki, and until next time, goodbye and God bless.